Hey, these are SV500 geiger counters from the Danish army, used between the 70s all the way up to the early 2000s. So, let's start off by taking away these two and focusing on this one. Starting off, we have the Velcro on the top that holds the lid from the pouch. And up here in this small pouch, we have the earpiece. The dosimeter itself was bought from Germany by the Danish army. And in this bigger pouch, we have the battery wire. You can use this when you remove the battery from the device itself. And in this bigger pouch on the side, there is the probe wire for different probes. You can also extract the main probe that's inside the meter, which is gamma only, and connect it to this so you can take distant measurements with the long wire. And with this little tool here, you can put the probe onto this and clamp it onto a stick or some object so you can take measurements away from yourself so you don't get exposed. Starting off, how to test the battery. First, you have the battery button. You push it in once and the light illuminates. You push it in deeper and the battery check comes on. On the side here, you can see the holes where you can pull out the battery or the gamma probe. Pulling out the meter here, and we see some paperwork. Here you can see the gamma probe and the battery much clearer. Let's take it out, and you can see here the whole unit itself. The yellow dot represents where the tube sensitive area is. Now, let's take a peek of some of those papers. Here you see a calibration date, June 2002. And here is the manual, or the user manual, for the device itself. And it is in Danish. Here you can see how you connect all the wires. The long thick wire is for the gamma probe, and the thinner wire is for the battery. You can chuck the battery out. And the thinnest wire, of course, is the earpiece. This other paper was inside the manual. It's unoriginal. It shows the dose rates, conversions, and the lethality of different doses. This is not original. This paper was also in there. This is also not original, but it is just technical data of the German one from the German army. So it is in German, of course. You can see the bag itself is also not the Danish version. That's the Bundeswehr version. You can also see the different probes on how they would be attached to that tool. Well, Ronken, how do I tell which one's German and which one's Danish? Well, here's some tips for you. The Danish one has HMAK marks on it with a little crown and some text over the scale, and they use Röntgen and milliröntgen. The German one has nothing, and they use millirads and rads. Here's what it looks like. These are the alarm ranges from 2 milliröntgen per hour all the way up to 10 Röntgen per hour. Now, the ranges are 0 to 1000 Röntgens per hour, so 10 sieverts per hour. Then 0 to 50 Röntgen per hour, or 0 to 500 millisieverts per hour. Here we have 0 to 5 Röntgen, and 0 to 500 milliröntgen, so 5 millisieverts, and 0 to 50 milliröntgen per hour, and 0 to 5 milliröntgen per hour. The bottom red line is counts per minute times 1000, goes up to 20,000 counts per minute. Here's how you pull out the gamma probe. You can do the exact same with the battery. And here's the gamma probe. Now, let's connect it. So here's how you do it. You take this end of the thick wire and plug it in. Make sure you do it correctly. And not to forget about the tool. This is how you put the probe into the tool. just like that, and you can attach it to anything, almost anything. Make sure the device is turned off before you plug it in. Now we're gonna put in the speaker. You can see my microphone up here on the top, little black ball, and I will hang the speaker right next to it, so you hopefully should be able to hear it without a problem. And we're gonna test it with this watch. Let's do something a little stronger. Here I have 8 thorium cards. They measure about 1 milliröntgen, pure gamma. Now we're listening to this. Let's try to set off the alarm. That's how it sounds like when it's getting close to the threshold. Let's try this hot radium watch. I'm sorry guys, but I can't help myself. I have to get this one to 1000 röntgens per hour. So, let's start blasting it with radiation.